Hello, and welcome to our moment of daily spiritual practice for October 28, inspired by the writings of Dr. Ernest Holmes in the compilation called 365 Science of Mind, a Year of Daily Wisdom, from Dr. Ernest Holmes, who is the founder of Centers for Spiritual Living. Now, reading Today's reading uses the imagery of resurrection, coming back to life, awakening, being renewed. Very important ideas for Dr. Ernest Holmes, some of which he borrowed from the Christian tradition and the Christian story of the resurrection of Jesus of Nazareth. And so it can be globalized as an idea of recovery from a dark time of the soul, a dark night of the soul. That moment of having come through the difficulty and emerging the other side. So there is a celebratory note in this reading. So when I am in the dark night of the soul, I have a different experience from when I'm on the other side of the dark night of the soul, or a different experience when I'm just going in. This is important because there's no one size fits all. And sometimes a meditation of celebration when I've come out of the difficulty may feel out of reach to me if I'm still in it. On the other hand, there's typically some part of me that can imagine a greater yet to be, even though I haven't got there yet, even though I don't know the way yet through it. I may have overcome difficulties before in my life, so I know of which he is speaking, even though I'm not experiencing it yet. So as I read this today, I read it keeping in mind that we're all in different places. And I take comfort in knowing that sometimes if I can't get there, people around me or like people on this call may be able to. And so when they are in that celebration mode, it's for me too. So I can rest. That part of me that is still struggling can rest. I don't have to reject the words. I let them be carried by somebody else on my behalf as an experiment that I'm floating on the wave of their loving kindness, so to speak. So wherever you are on your journey today, I invite you to relax into the comfort of our community practicing together. Or you may not feel comfortable, you may feel quite uncomfortable. That's where you are. And so we embrace each other wherever we are on the path. And if the words don't resonate with you, you can put it on hold. You know what I mean? And come back to it at some time when it feels appropriate. Because there's no such thing as forcing wholeness or recovery or healing or forgiveness. These things take place on their own time. I am renewed daily. I am on an individual path, even though I exist within the consciousness of the one living spirit. I think of myself as an individualized activity, expression within the energy of the living spirit. Its eternal nature is in me, and so I do not wait for eternity or immortality. I think of that idea of resurrection as something that is happening all the time, every day, living through me all the time, and I accept it right now. I feel renewed every day by the living spirit that is within me, and I allow my awareness of it to transform ideas of endings and completion into normal process that includes also awakening and rebirth. And so in this way, I step out into certainty, into light. I think today that the nighttime of my soul has passed, and the eternal light is being born in me again. And so I feel joyfully renewed today, renewed into that which is enduring, loving, true, beautiful. And I know that this possibility of renewal can happen and does happen at any times, at all times. And so I witness this passing into more, into the next, into wholeness. I witness my movement through to the other side, whether that is from isolation to inclusion, or from separateness to oneness, or from stillness into action. I witness the motion of my life, and I allow every part of the journey to be exactly as it is. And today, I realize there is nothing that can rise up against me to hold me from expressing this divine nature. And I delight in thinking about the endless possibilities for my life and for all life, regardless of what has gone before. Now, when I think about being renewed daily by the divinity that lives within me, I think about that for all beings. And I think about the endless possibility and the renewal and the re-emerging for all, especially those who are suffering and desire to reclaim their sense of peace. And so today, on their behalf, I take a breath and center in that sense of peace. With a deep breath, I begin to let movement carry me into awareness, to be present for the day, for whatever is next for me. I thank you so much for being here today, and thank you for letting us know where you are joining from. And thank you in advance to those people who are able to share, to comment, to click like or love. It's just wonderful to see our community engaged in this way. And I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Have a blessed day.